morning, depending on where you are, and I am live from the launch pad in front of a whole bunch of vehicles without a whole lot of place to set up a tripod. But you don't want to look at my ugly mug. What you want to see is that under clear skies, and there we are. Starship is ready to go. By the way, can I be heard? Just want to make sure that everybody is that I am audible. Good, good. Very glad to hear it. So yeah, this is actually what I'm showing you right now is about actually how big this looks to me from my perspective at the moment. I wanted to have a look at after the static fire yesterday to see if there was any indications of damage anywhere. No, I will not be seeing the launch. I appreciate you guys' help, but unfortunately the static fire yesterday has made that impossible. It's pushed out the launch until Monday at the earliest. And unfortunately, I am set. Yeah, it's weird that I do have enough signal to stream here. I didn't expect it. I actually tried. I experimented on 2 different occasions out here. I'm real angry about space. I think you got that from the last video that I just released about SLS and the lack of a green run and all that. So yeah, I'm sorry things are so shaky, but yeah, it's something else, no doubt. So in any event, yeah, quite pretty. Quite pretty. Do I believe SLS will launch this year? No, I do not. I do not believe that SLS will launch this year. I think that because of the delays, I got footage of one of the static fires, the more impressive one. I got it from, thank you, appreciate that. One of the static fires from somebody who's become a friend of mine, who is a fan of my channel that I didn't even know existed, and I'm going to be uploading that shortly. Hello, nice to see everybody. But yeah, I'm going to get full heat tiles will not be on the Starship until they plan a re-entry. The only reason those tiles are here now is to experiment with mounting systems as to how they want to bracket these things on. Thank you for the super chat, Chris. Really do appreciate that. Very nice of you. Best place to stay? Well, I'm prejudiced. I've been staying at the Courtyard by Marriott, who gave me a really good nightly rate, but that's all the way in Brownsville, which is something else. And you know, I mean, Brownsville, nothing special about the place, but super nice people, and yeah, it's been a nice experience. Now, granted, it's almost an hour away. New Glenn, I don't think New Glenn is gonna launch. And I'm gonna make a video about that, by the way, but I'm gonna rant about that right now if you'll give me for just 1 second. What an absolutely whiny move on the part of Blue Origin after they didn't get government money to support New Glenn. They push it out till the end of 2022 when they are supported by the richest guy on the planet, on the damn planet, and they don't have the money necessary and the expertise necessary to put out their flagship vessel. That is just too much. Somebody's out here, I think, trying to photobomb somebody, maybe photobomb Lab Padre or NASA spaceflight or something like that. Who knows? That's kind of funny. Hello to everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't really give anybody a heads up, but geez, I've got almost 200 people watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am pleased and humbled, but yeah, this is Starship as I can see it. Yeah, Monday, maybe. I mean, so far they've been having problems with these static fires. The last one sent, hello. Never been to Italy, and I would love to go. I've been to Western Europe many times, but never to Central or to the Mediterranean or anything like that. Yeah, Jeff, give me enough money, even though I have enough. Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Um, that was just really a whiny move on their part. Yeah. Just throw out a few $1 billion and get your flagship rocket completed, because you guys are falling so far behind. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that, Supax. It's such a, and it is a beautiful day out here. Definitely beautiful. I am going to see if I can try to find a place to set up a tripod. Sorry guys, this is going to be all kind of shaky and crazy, but right on the road there is, I'm going to see if I can get a tripod set up to where you guys will be able to see a little bit of without things shaking around quite so much. I'm backing up to the limit of where they'll let you go out here, but at the same time, there are so many birds out here that are not happy with me being here at all. Let me tell you, they do not like my presence. Just step a little bit off the road and they get angry. They are angry at the angry astronaut. So just getting things going here. Okay. Got it. And oh, thank you for the gee, another super chat came in while I wasn't even looking. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. From Sydney, thanks so much for the €2, and no problem. More than happy to keep putting these things out. Okay, let's see if we can. Well, still got vehicles in the way, unfortunately. But here is Starship, and I can give you a little bit of a wider angle view. And then there's Starhopper again. For those of you who watched it the first time, when I had live streamed out here, any suspicious characters hanging around. Oh, there's all kinds of people out here today. Tons of people, lots of Teslas. So yeah, it is so Angry Birds. Yes, indeed, Angry Birds. Thank you for the super chat, Raspergo. Thank you so much. Yeah, careful with the static fire. I'm actually keeping an eye out for little bits of debris that may have flown out here. I have no idea if they had any damage to a raptor. So I'm keeping Brighton, England. Hello, Mikey. I've been to Brighton a couple of times. Love it out there. Thank you so much, Chris. Wow, thank you for that 10 quid. As usual, you were just so generous. Thank you so much. And absolutely, I will keep up the work as I do. And regrettably, I'm going to have to leave this place, but I have made many friends out here, and some of them have really amazing equipment and have given me access to their feeds and such. And so, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to live stream or anything. I'm not going to get into that world, but I can definitely get some really awesome awesome. The scraps, well, yeah, I've got one piece of debris right now that could serve a couple of different purposes. I'm going to put that in a video actually as to what it actually is, because I was able to find that out. But stay tuned for that. But I've found no other debris thus far, but there are people down here that have a lot of stuff. The static fire, from the impression I've gotten, did not go well. If it had gone well, then I would not be here. I would be on South Padre watching a launch, So there was, I mean, I can't say if it was disastrous or anything like that. I haven't seen if Elon were to suddenly show up now, I would say, Mr. Musk, can you give me 5 minutes of your time? That's probably what I'd say right off the bat. So I can't test on weekends. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of talk about a launch today during that static fire yesterday, and then all of a sudden, it all got turned around. The road closures were canceled. Everything was canceled because initially, it is surreal. Yes, it is surreal, definitely. But I thought that there was an evacuation order put out that Boca Chica gal talked about, etc. Hold on, losing one of my legs here on this doggone tripod. There we go. I don't want to keep catching people's views in there. I have not seen Tim, even though I had dinner next to his house at this really awesome place, and I wish to heck I'd remember what it's called. It's just a local. Boy, I'd really like to give him a shout out right now, and I don't even remember it. It's sad. Elon is close. Elon was here the night before the static fire. Elon, I have unconfirmed reports that Elon had his engineering team out past midnight at the launch site, but that is unconfirmed and all rumors and stuff like that, and certainly not from any SpaceX employees. But he had them out there with the intention of really wanting to get a launch in today, which obviously is not happening. So the static fire did not go as planned. And here is really what I've been able to pick up, some of the most important things that I've been able to pick up here. This is a rocket still in its early stages. It's still got a ways to go. RVT is live streaming about 30 feet down the road from me, are they indeed? Well, how about that? It's this is a rocket that's still very much in development and in early stages of development. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. They continue to have engines that need to be swapped out on a regular basis, that sort of thing. And hello from I've been through Kent, England as well. I've been the length and breadth of that country many times. Yeah, it's still in its early stages. The engines are not mature at all yet. The Raptors, it's not like they're as good as the Merlins. What SN will successfully land, in my opinion, I think it will be SN 17 or 18, perhaps. Since they're jumping straight from 11 to 15, the landing is highly challenging. Now, from a pure simulation standpoint, sure, you can do it, but everything has to go perfectly. And the Raptors are still not a mature enough engine to expect complete perfection out of them so quickly after a relight. I mean, you're relighting it within a few hundred meters of the ground and then hoping to hell that you can land. That's not how Falcon 9 lands. And Falcon 9 lands under much more controlled circumstances. Yeah, Blue Origin has such a cool building. Yeah, they do, and they wouldn't let me in it either. It's something else. The club that they were going to build, they are actually working on like restaurants and all sorts of other things, other SpaceX related, kind of making this more of a tourist attraction that Elon plans to make some money off of. That is the rumor around here, and a lot of jobs being made available in like food service and all kinds of other things. So 50% chance the first Starship will tip over accidentally. Yeah, it's It's definitely the case. I think the static fire was successful, says Chris. Otherwise, they would have done another today, or they would be already swapping out any Raptors as required. Well, the one thing that makes me wonder, though, about that is the fact that Elon, as I said, had his people out well past midnight the night before, the morning rather before. Now this is again unconfirmed, so I can't say that for certain, but had his people out there, and with the intent of launching right away. Boy, I've got 375 people watching. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. So anyway, yeah, bring a tall step ladder. Yeah, definitely. I think that'd probably be a good idea at that point. I'm probably going to relocate again here in a little bit. But yeah, that's the one thing, is that Elon definitely seemed like he wanted a launch today, and it didn't happen. And then, of course, there was the reports of shrapnel hitting some cameras out here and stuff. I'm just not confident. They had road closure today and FAA restricted flights over this area, which were subsequently canceled. So it just seems like a lot of things changed at the last second. So it just makes me wonder, what will happen. I think SN10 will land with minor damage. Won't RUD. I love your optimism. Maybe so. Maybe so. Right now, the BE4 may be more sound than the Raptor. Well, I hate to say something like this, but I hope so, because the Vulcan is going to be taking a very critical probe for one of the initial probes for the Artemis program, and is going to be relying on the BE4. So I really hope that they do have a solid engine there. That seems to be the only thing they have. But I do hope that is indeed the case. Blue Origin's like the Wonka factory. You go in, you never come out. Yep. And you know what? I would. Hello there, Tim. I would like to stay here longer. I really would. And I even have the ability to do so. But the thing of it is I just, I feel more and more like I just don't want to get caught up in the whole community that is chosen to kind of stay down here for the long term. I have a son back home who sees me on a regular basis, who misses me. I miss him. I have a life back where I came from, and on top of that, I'm a space policy channel. I talk about a lot of stuff besides Starship, a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I think it's indicative that my last video that I just released is as popular as it is. And that's talking about SLS, not about Starship. It's kind of what I am. I still have a lot of things to do. So yeah, SN10 will probably land and then catch on fire. Hopefully it won't explode. Yeah, the piece of wreckage. Yeah, well, that was actually I just I made a little bit kind of a joke out of it. I was given that piece. Actually, it was found by somebody else, but a fan just gave it to me out of the blue. Somebody who set foot. And a longtime subscriber. Thank you so much for the best info. And by the way, I'm here to try to answer questions. As far as TFT, as I like to call him, just because I don't want to mention him by name. Somebody asked about that. My standing policy on what he's released is I'm not going to argue with the troll. I'm just not. It makes me an idiot. He's already an idiot, so there's no point in arguing with that. I think we just need to move on. Yeah, SLS is launching before New Glenn. Well, we'll see. We'll see if SLS launches before New Glenn. That is an open question. Definitely an open question. Okay, I'm going to try to move a little bit further away from the vehicles, so maybe you guys can get a better view. And plus, some of you may not have seen the tank farm from the last time that I did this, so I'm gonna go ahead and get relocated here. Yeah, there are people who are definitely have way better equipment than I do out here, which is fine. That's what they do, and I'm good with that. You know, I just decided, why not? For the time that I'm still remaining out here, I'm gonna say hi to all of you folks. I'm gonna take this as far over as I possibly can towards the barrier where you shall go no further. You shall not pass. So yeah, you can, as long as I hold it like this, you can see the bottom. But regrettably, once I set the tripod down, then the vehicles are going to get in the way a bit. I need to get a taller tripod. It's just I haven't had a need for one until now. But once again, there we are. I'll just make an adjustment real quick here. Just so you guys can take another look, and I'll relocate a couple of times while I'm talking to you, etc. But there we are, Starhopper and Starship, and as you can see, as it was pointed out to me, and I don't know, yeah, okay, yeah, family is more important. Thank you for saying that. It is super important to me, and I've already been gone longer than I anticipated. So that's kind of the way it is. So do I think the Raptors will be okay for Starship and more reliable than SN? Yeah, ultimately, this is still an engine in development. That's one thing, I just really wanted to make sure I emphasize. This is still a project that's being, worked on. It's still being developed. Give you a better close-up view. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done here to make the Raptor a reliable and reusable engine, an engine that doesn't have to be swapped out on a regular basis. And as you can see, we still have there's 4 of them, 4 patches actually now. And I swear when I first came out here, there was only 2. With 4 patches of heat tiles. Once again, they're just to test the mounting systems, the brackets, to see what's going to be the most effective way of making this work. So all I can say is there's still a lot to be done. And we haven't even had the beginnings of super heavy yet. Still got all that to go. So, that's one of the impressions. Another impression that I got, well, thank you. I get a lot of people making comments, such as this Alma Riera Costa. I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing your name, but, it's the other impression that I got is that you can see a lot out here without seeing a launch. I've had an opportunity to see so many things at night, during the day, the buildings being opened and closed, revealing new serial numbers, SN11, SN15, seen both of those. I've seen even newer ones that have been stacked, that are kind of packed into those buildings like sardines inside a tin. Oh my, I just got quite a super chat there. Sorry, I'm skipping up just to say thanks. A couple of them actually. Hello. I guess Felix just made some sort of comment or over at What About It, who are always wonderful. 20 euros. Thank you so much for a bigger tripod and a pop shield. I actually have a pop shield, just one that I travel so light that I need to figure out a mobile pop shield. So I'll get there eventually. And Pulse Jet, thank you so much for your super chat. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate it. Go in front of the camera. Yeah. I could take a shot at that. You guys can. However, I'm going to occupy a lot of the field of vision probably. So let's turn it around. Dink. Hello, everyone. Then I turn this sucker around. And then let's see if we can get, yeah, there we go. And it's all nice and crooked now. And then I need to try to increase the zoom a little bit, make you guys all nice and dizzy. And let's try to level it out a little bit. So, yes, just see me up close and way too personal there. But there we go. So, yeah. Here I am. Unfortunately, from this distance, I can't even see the chat, so that's one of the drawbacks, but I guess it's proof that I'm here. So, yeah, it's been a magical experience. There's no question about that. To see bleeding edge technology, being made available to you when you're so close to the road, that is something that no other space company allows. And it's just magical. It really is. So, that's an advantage to coming out here, regardless of whether you get to see a takeoff or not. It really doesn't matter, not in the least. Obviously, I would have preferred to see, a flight, absolutely. But at the same time, not seeing one is okay. And I made some great friends out here, and as I said, some people who have some really good quality equipment who are going to provide me with their footage for free for my videos and such. So expect to see some neat stuff there. I'm also going to be releasing some shorts. That's going to be some shorts as in short little clips of 1 minute or less on the channel, just little blurbs from Boca Chica and elsewhere, giving you some facts and that sort of thing. That's going to become part of the channel as well. So anyway, but the drawback, of course, to me being here is that I'm too far away from the chats, and so I can't see what you're saying, and that I don't want to have happen. I want to be able to talk to you guys. So I am going to go ahead and turn. Let's see, I'm going to reverse again and turn back around, give you another view. And I only have so much time too. That's another thing. I've got some other business to attend to, another video to release, that sort of thing. Just keeping the content flowing for you guys, because that's one thing that I commit to on this channel, is giving you guys as much content as I possibly can. And there we go. A hat. I've considered it a number of times, still haven't been able to do that, but look pretty fresh on that. Actually, I look like an extra from The Walking Dead. My skin is just falling off. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely like going after the people who waste NASA money. That is one of the key things, the key aspects of my channel, because NASA doesn't have the money to waste, not at all. My hotel is about 50 minutes away from here. Actually, it's some distance. You can get closer, a lot closer. But I decided I wanted to be in Brownsville just to have a little distance and be able to do some work, not to be tempted to just go out and keep going out to the sites and that sort of thing. I didn't want to keep doing that. I wanted to be able to work on videos at the same time, so that's important. The plan for the rest of my stay is going to be doing this today and tomorrow, and then returning to Houston on Sunday for a evening flight, and I may go and get a little bit more merch. Move to one side of my mouth. Okay, I'll try that out. Like I say, yeah, the lack of a pop filter really does take away from some quality here. I apologize. Like I say, I have a pop filter at home, just I don't have one that can really be carried around with me. So that makes it a little tougher. SpaceX went to that's when we must fly or else we're broke. Yeah, well, they're pushing hard. They're pushing hard to fly. There's no question about that. Making every effort they possibly can to fly. Hold on. Truck with a pole. Yeah. I did notice that. That's RVG. Yeah, well, I could see his little cam sitting up there. And that's great. It's certainly wonderful that people are. Yeah, it is what I look like. Like I say, the flesh is coming off of me, and it's probably going to be even worse by the time this is all done. But yeah. Yeah, there's RVGs over there doing their thing, and that's fine. Like I say, people making their living any way they can, and I'm all in favor of that. That's what the free market is all about. So, in any event, I appreciate the support that you guys have given me. I wish to hell that I had been able to stay long enough, but at the same time, it's just not fair to my family to keep calling them and saying, it's going to be another day, it's going to be another 3 days, it's going to be another week. And I'm not like, as I said before, I'm just not like the other folks who stay out here, for months, watching launch after launch. I just don't have the freedom to do that, number one. And number two, that's not my channel. I'm not a Starship channel. I'm a space channel. I report on space issues. I report on space science. I report on things that lots of other people don't. For example, I was informed that I was one of only two major channels that reported on the Hope probe the day of orbital, when it went into orbit on its first day. I released a video within a few hours of that occurring. That's what I want to be about, is talking about things that other channels may not talk as much about. It may not be as popular, but I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to talk about what I like to talk about. And I'm glad that I have supporters that like the same thing. All right, I'm going to move a little bit more. Let's see, once again, if I can find another decent observation spot, because there's a rise up here that I may be able to take advantage of. It's kind of a little knoll. Let's see if I can clamber up it without killing myself, and see if I can give you guys a slightly better look. And then I promise there will be a little bit of the tank farm as well before this is all done. I do have stuff to attend to elsewhere, so I'm gonna need to cut off at some point. I really can't live stream for a huge amount of time. Sorry guys, I know it's bouncing everywhere, but I think it's worth it to get to this vantage point I'm trying to get to right now. Whew. As you can see, I'm not a 50-something-year-old guy who keeps himself in shape. Not even remotely. But who knows, I might find something up here. Then I found a beer bottle. That's disappointing. And a pack of cigarettes. Really disappointing. Okay, there we go. Boom. Haha. Let me adjust this a bit. There you go. Now, no trucks. No cars. And I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. And give you guys a slightly better look. There we go. Alright, not perfect, but at the same time, at least you guys can see it. Thank you, Austin, for the super chat. wow, looks like need some catching up. Boom, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Pre 10K Patreon from the beginning. Well, thank you for your long-term support. I can't believe that this channel has grown the way that it has. It is mind-blowing. Thank you so much. And Scroopy, thank you, Scroopy, for the super chat. Just want to make sure that I've kind of caught, yep, I think I've caught up with all the super chats. Do I have any recommendations? Yeah, I already did that on where to stay. The Courtyard by Marriott. Yeah, please please subscribe, by the way, if you have not already done so. I'd be delighted if you were to do that. And because obviously, you know, this is how I make my living. This is not a part-time hobby for me or anything like that. And thank you so much for congratulating me on the 50K. I cannot begin to believe that this happened to my channel in just over 1 year of being active. It blows my mind. Just blows my mind. Another super chat from DB Crypto. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. And thanks very much. Thanks for throwing me a bone. That's very nice of you. Everybody's saying press that like. Thank you guys. You're just wonderful. I've got the best supporters on YouTube by far. You guys are just fantastic. So like I say, any other questions about anything, and I am fine with answering. Yeah, the cup, I blew it apart some time ago on 40K. In fact, there's a video that I released that's coordinated. Its title includes the destruction of the cup. It was partially launched. I actually did it in 2 stages. Launched it a few feet into the air the first time. It blew out the bottom of it when it was launched. And the second time, blew it into small little bitty fragments. And it was just delightful. Just delightful. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Obviously, I'm nothing without you, so really do appreciate it. Well, thank you from Southwest Florida. So, and once again, you know, no launch today. No launch today. From London, one of my favorite cities on the planet. Certainly my favorite big city on the planet is London. Been there 8 times, and I'd go there every week if I could. Just adore London. What part of London, by the way, in case you get a chance to make another comment? I'd be interested as to where you're located, but oh, I'm sorry, is that a country? Really? I'll be doggone. Well, I need to learn something new then and look that up. I thought we were talking about London, England, so but my apologies there. Okay, so let's see here. So once again, Canada watching, of course, love you guys in Canada. Always have some great supporters in Canada. Yeah, launch will be on Monday. Unfortunately, I will not be here on Monday. My flight departs on Sunday, and I already made one adjustment, and I'm done. I'm done with making adjustments. Not to say that I'm angry about it. This is space. This is how space works, and it doesn't work on my timetable. It works on their timetable and Starship's timetable, you know, and how successful they are with their static fires and that sort of thing. So, you know, there's some people who kind of have made this their second home. Not me, not as much, although I do intend to come back. I will come back. There's no question about that. So there is no country called London. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. By the way, way down there, guys, way down there is the manufacturing mission control facility. Inside those buildings, those big dark buildings, are the future serial numbers. You may just be able to see inside one of them. I don't know, but Just inside there are where the new ones are being built. Wow, this sand does not hold my camera very well. Okay, so there we are. But that's where the magic happens with the construction. So am I close enough to the Virginia launch site to do some live launch coverage? Yes, I am. I'm close enough to lots of places to do launch coverage. No. This is just a Samsung Note that has a decent camera on it, but unfortunately the YouTube app doesn't really allow me to zoom in much. Somebody originally from London. Well, hello there. So if I stacked up all the $20 bills that Boeing has been paid to get this project off the ground, you could reach the moon and just walk there. Yeah, you probably could. I'm sure that you could actually mathematically be able to do that. And here's about as close up as I can get your view from the bottom, where they appear to be doing work. You see that? See those guys moving around down there? That's an interesting sight. Something going on down underneath the ship. There could be any number of things happening there. Yeah, I would guess something to do with the Raptors. Maybe adjustments, maybe something else. But what I do know for certain is that the Raptors didn't fire the way they were supposed to. Not exactly. SpaceX does indeed bring us together, no question about that. So yeah, there could be a last-second Raptor change. For all I know, a Raptor could come trundling down the road right now, and I wouldn't even know about it. Wouldn't that be something else? That would be fantastic. But a little much to hope for. Got a little bit more time to be streaming, guys, so I can still hang out with you for a little while before I need to move on with my day. But once again, a little bit more of a close-up. Again, I know I keep showing you the thermal panels, but those mean a lot to me, and I'm sure to Elon and everybody else too, because thus far we haven't had an opportunity to thoroughly study what these things do in flight, what the effect has on the brackets, on the mountings, etc., because they keep blowing up. And so, we need to get a successful landing so that these things just don't keep getting wasted. We need to get that accomplished. And I say we, I have nothing personally to do with it, of course, but as a SpaceX fan, I tend to say we a lot. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it could be. It's kind of hard to say. Yeah, there's great stuff going on here, no question. Once again, I can't recommend coming here enough. And once again, and that's coming from a guy who didn't get to see a flight. I got to see a couple static fires, and that's about it. It sounds like a thunderclap on the other side. So once again, up 5 a.m. in Australia. Australia, we love you. Amen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Maybe launching on Monday to answer a question that just came in, but we can't even say for certain. Earth to the moon takes 2,455,000,000 or 2,455,974,360 laid end to end. Yeah, which is actually less than what it is. So stay angry. A comment was just made, and that's just something that I do like to talk about: contaminating Mars with our own bacteria. I actually think that is close to impossible, and here's why. The perchlorates, any experiments that we've done on perchlorates, have killed the vast majority of bacteria that we've introduced to them in a very short time frame. Perchlorates are incredibly deadly to Earth bacteria. There are only a few species of extremophiles and other types of bacteria that can survive perchlorates. So it would actually be very tough for us to hurt Mars, for us to contaminate Mars with our bacteria. I think it would kind of be the other way around. I think that I personally, as most of you guys know, I firmly believe that there is bacterial life on Mars. I think that the experiments that Viking did prove that pretty conclusively. And if they've been able to survive those perchlorates, I think they can survive anything we can throw at them. I do believe that we can actually work in conjunction with those bacteria there to boy, over 500 people watching now. Thank you. But yeah, as I was about to complete my sentence, we can work in conjunction with the Martian life to make it more like it was billions of years ago. I do believe that's why there's larger amounts of oxygen in the Martian atmosphere, is because the perchlorate eating bacteria that we have here on Earth produces oxygen as a byproduct. So if that is indeed the case, then that might explain why there are so much oxygen in the atmosphere on Mars, more than we anticipated, is because we have bacteria there that's eating perchlorates and producing oxygen. Makes a lot of sense to me. And so far, they haven't come up with a lot of other good explanations, not only for the oxygen, but the methane as well. Used to live in Wimbledon, lovely place, and yeah. So one of the English people who have gone to Spain, and there are quite a few. Beautiful place to go, from what I understand. I've never actually been to Spain. My daughter speaks fluent Spanish, and she's hoping they. Yeah, that is. How are they locking the thing down? They don't lock it down. If I went on a big time sprint from the gate to the Starship, I could probably make it before, well, not me, somebody who could run faster than I could probably make it before they would tackle me. That indicates the lack of security, but once again, it also indicates that really SN10 is not that incredibly valuable to where any damage to it would be, catastrophic to SpaceX. It's a lot of stainless steel and 3 Raptor engines and flaps and obviously some avionics and pumps and that sort of thing. But really, when it comes down to it, not a lot in there that's tremendously expensive. So the destruction of one of those would not, or damaging one of those would not be that disastrous to SpaceX. So they don't have a need for security. They have it out here. I've seen them, but they're not. It's not like there's a ton of security guards barring me from sprinting right to the Starship. I would just get myself arrested. That's all that would happen. Which of course is not the way I want to spend my time in Texas. And we're not getting a launch today. No, we are not. I am taking this footage right like within maybe 400 yards, meters, whatever, however you want to look at it, from the Starship at this particular moment. Is SpaceX painting their logo on the launch pad? I haven't the slightest idea. There is, I will show you real quick, a pad right over here. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to see it at some point. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's all crooked and everything, but that's where our pad is right now. The concrete is curing on it, is my understanding. But anyway, there's a pad right there. Okay. And now, folks those who didn't see it the last time, anybody want to take a walk down to the tank farm, or do you want to stay here? Just let me know real quick. Hold on, I'm going to the bottom of the comments real fast. Nitrogen is a gas that Mars largely lacks. Yes, that's true. That is true. Today's plan is nothing. Just work on the Starship. That's pure about the main thing. stay here. Okay, or then go take a look at the tank farm. Well, it looks like some people may not have seen the tank farm the last time I did it. When I came out here during the scrubbed, right after, I'm going to go ahead and take a little walk. I can use the exercise anyway. When I came out here during the scrubbed static fire, the tank farm was running like crazy. It was intimidating just how much was happening there. Crazy stuff. So I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit on my way to the tank farm. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for an orbital launch too. In my opinion, it's going to be 2022. You can see the vertical tanks. My understanding is that that's the liquid oxygen. That's the last information that I got, and that the horizontal tanks are the methane. Once again, it'd be nice if somebody did a diagram of that whole thing for us. If SpaceX were to do that, that would be a cool thing. Off I go. I want to make sure I don't film anybody or anything without their permission. Yeah, cool stuff, huh? And we're going to get closer yet. I am not even remotely as close as you can get to this thing. Yeah, a lot of oxygen. Hey guys. All right. So here we go, everybody. Walk until I get arrested. No, I don't want to spend the night in a Texas jail. Not in the mood. Never been in a jail cell before. I should have been in a jail cell more times than I can count. I should actually be doing time in a a state prison, because and I know I've told you guys this before, but I'm an addict in recovery, and I have had enough drugs on my person to where I would have done several mandatory years. So in any event, I just wanted to stop. Somebody's telling me to stop. So in any event, there we go. But and there's we're going to get even closer yet. Closer yet. Oh, I won't incriminate myself. I'm still not on their property. Not even close. So yeah, just again, to complete my story, it's not like I've done anything really horrible except myself, but at the same time, at the time when I was using, I certainly did things that could have landed me in a state prison in terms of what I was carrying. So, I'm always honest about that, because that's part of the therapy involved with being in recovery, is being honest. You spend so much of your life lying, so much of your life lying, that it's best to be honest, even with people that you don't know. It helps with the whole. And by the way, if I'm way off, it's just because I'm trying not to step in a hole and get myself killed here, or twist an ankle, etc. But yeah, check that out. And that's not a zoom at all. That's just how crazy. I'm so sorry to hear that. The statement that was just made, and I appreciate your honesty. The one thing I can tell you is get help. Get help. Go to AA meetings. If you don't like that, there's smart recovery, many other ways of approaching it. If you're in any kind of situation where you're addicted to any sort of substance, whether it be alcohol or anything else, get help. There's no shame in it. No shame in it at all. So, and believe me, I speak from experience. So, it's easy to be ashamed of yourself, but at the same time, that's one of the things you need to overcome if you want to recover. So that's my little recovery lecture for the day. I worked for a charity that housed hundreds of people in recovery, low-income people who didn't have jobs and that sort of thing. So I made that statement on a pretty regular basis. Hello, I'm Jordan, and I'm an addict. You know, said that more times than I can remember. So it's just something that you need to do everything you can to find help. Okay, I'm getting close to the tank farm now. Getting close. Thanks, guys. I need this exercise anyway. Okay, we're getting there. And by the way, there we are. And this is a little bit of a wide angle lens. This is actually more what it looks like from my perspective. Wow. Crazy, huh? You're welcome. You're welcome. Sharing the story is important to my ability to recover. So, keeping it a secret is the best way to die. Best way to kill yourself. So, yeah, there's our little SpaceX logo. The only really SpaceX logo that I've been able to find on the wall. No, I'm not staying to watch it fly. It flies on Monday. My flight out is Sunday. I've already rescheduled once. I'm not going to reschedule again. I have a son waiting for me back home who I've already made wait too long. So I'm going back home, but I will come back out here and give it another shot. I'm on Lab Padre. Really? How about that? Am I obstructing their camera? If I'm obstructing their camera, let me know. I don't want to do that. And I certainly don't want to do any photo bombing or anything like that. They're fine people. So, but there's the tank farm. It's just quiet. Under normal circumstances, something would be going like crazy on it. It'd be venting like nuts. And yet. It's just he's just 15. I mean, he's and he's got his own car now and stuff like that. But he still loves spending time with me. We went to the Grand Canyon, and I had to get a video completed while I was in Arizona. And I told him, I'm going to finish this video in the car, and you go see the Grand Canyon one more time. And he really wanted me to come with him. He didn't want me to. He didn't want to go without me. And that was so moving, so touching. The fact that he still wants to be around his lame-ass dad when he's 15 years old, that was just so touching to me. So that being the case, I'm gonna get back to him as soon as I'm able. So anyway, but there's the tank farm, and once again, it is quiet. If it had a lot going on, it would be on launchpad.com. How about that? Well, I guess that's the way of things. I won't be here for terribly long, but yeah, not many like that at 15. That's very true. That's very, very true. Great kid. All right, I'm waving. Hello, wherever you are. Yeah, great kid. Yeah, I love him with all my heart, and he's an amazing student. And we've got and there we go. And it just gives you an idea of just how close Starship is. There we go with more heavy equipment. So much more heavy equipment coming by. It's just nuts how busy this place stays, even way into the night. So Anyway, but the again, the horizontal tanks have the methane for the most part. And again, this is my understanding. And once again, we don't have much of a diagram of these things that's been provided. Horizontal tanks being the methane and vertical tanks being the liquid oxygen. To deal with the new heavy metal launch stands, they are over there. That's where they are, is in those in front of those buildings. I wish I could. Hello, lab. So yeah. I'll set this down again just so you guys can get a quick view. But that's where the heavies, the super heavy and everything, the new components for that are being assembled. But you can see, I mean, just look how crazy close that is between the tank farm and Starship. And these are mammoth trucks going by. Trucks going by. So yeah, a lot going on. But there's our tank farm. Once again, it would be venting like crazy if there was something that was imminent, like a static fire. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna film Lab Padre stuff. I'm gonna stay clear of that, just because I want them to have a degree of anonymity as to where the stuff is and that sort of thing. I mean, I didn't even know. I can't. I'm sorry. Lab Padre, they good people, so don't wanna mess with that. Next launch will be on Monday. I am on Lab Padre. There are thousands of people watching my ugly ass on Lab Padre. But yeah, Monday is the earliest that we're going to have a launch. But that's the way of things. Once again, scrolling or panning up to the nose cone and back down, and then across and down horizontal tanks, or the methane vertical for the locks, from once again from my understanding. Okay, so and the Nerdle cam, really, and so I'll be on that one if I walk further. Yeah, I'm wondering where all those things were around here. I've been on that camera a couple of times, and I must have been in past, because I've been out here a number of times. By the way, over 500 people watching. Please like, please subscribe. Updated nose cone for SN15. I haven't seen it close enough. I've just seen it peeking out of one of the buildings. So it's difficult to comment about any differences with SN15. Here's one thing I can say, is I've been waiting for them to do some sort of lunar Starship mock-up, something to impress NASA before they make their decision in April. They have their nose cone, but I see no evidence of them stacking a Starship with no fins, all the modifications that the lunar Starship has, to do a mock-up of or even a flying version of lunar Starship. So anyway, that is it's just not as much being done so far. And I don't blame Elon, by the way, if this is indeed the case. It doesn't seem like he is as aggressively going after this contract than other things with NASA. I don't think that he wants a lunar Starship, but not to be a lunar lander. So anyway, but hopefully this thing goes soon. because there are so many of these backed up, waiting to go that I've seen. I've seen not only SN 11 and 15, but others stacked without a nose cone behind them, waiting to be worked on once SN10 takes off. So there's a backup actually of what's happening. So that's just the way it is. And yeah, one would think in some ways he wants to cut ties with the government, but at the same time, there's so much he's doing for Artemis. He's doing the deployment of the Lunar Gateway. The Falcon Heavy's doing that. He's doing resupply of the Lunar Gateway. So a lot of stuff with Artemis is being carried out by Elon. Thank you, Chad. Very nice of you. I really do appreciate that. Boy, the sun's in my eyes. I can't even see very clearly from this angle. That was okay. There's a Shrimping Blessing Company. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Did it fly and land perfectly? No, it did not. It did not. I did not see a logo on the launch of any juicy gossip on the FAA. No, actually, no rant on the FAA currently. They seem to have a process in place now to get this going, to keep just going a lot quicker. They've made adjustments, so I'm happy about that. So now that could change, and obviously I'll get really. There's Hoppy all the way down there, all the way down there. Oh yeah, there's a vent. There's a vent. Sorry, I'm just letting you guys listen to this. The scent, the smell of it, something else. Oh my God. I had no idea they had this much to vent in this thing. How about that shit, huh? How about that? Ooh. That was incredibly loud in person. incredibly loud. I had to shout at the top of my lungs just to hear myself. Um, that was fantastic, completely unexpected. I really didn't think they had anything left in that ship to vent. And how about that, huh? How about that? They did. Magnificent. It's you know you're a geek when you get excited about stuff like that. And I am the king geek, so no question about that. That was awesome. That was so awesome. So very glad they decided to carry out an event while I was here. That was remarkable, just remarkable. Very enjoyable indeed. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to discontinue in just a little bit. So if you guys have any further questions, I'm gonna retreat back here to the grass a little bit, get myself bitten by a rattlesnake while I'm at it. Let's see here. So if you guys have any other questions, and I'm getting into a position to where you can see everything again. You know, it was crazy loud. Oh my God. Yeah, it just drowned me out. I had to shout as loud as I could. Quite amazing. So, anyway, on the driveway, not just mostly equipment, that sort of thing, tanks, etc. Yes, it did smell. I can still smell it. It smells. It's just a very chemical-like smell, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It's something that one would expect from like a chemical plant or something like that. My best guess would be methane, but that I don't know. All I can say is that it was intense. It was intense. So and quite humbling to hear that massive beast, making that noise when that's not even an engine. That's just venting. That's all that is, and it makes all that noise. Completely. Yeah, unless it's the thing. Methane does have no scent unless there's something added to it. So it may have been a fuel mix of some kind. It could have been leftover methalox from the static fire to be vented off after being mixed, because it wouldn't explode unless there was a spark of some kind, which is a little scary when you think about it. But at the same time, I'm so close to explosive stuff right now. No, I peered over my sunglasses. For the most part, I was just taking in the sound. But wow, I mean, when do you get to hear that, huh? That's something you don't get to hear in person every day, and I hope you guys got to hear it as with something resembling the volume that I was experiencing at, because wow, what an experience. And I will be back here without question. I will be back here. It came from the methane tank. Yeah, you're right, it did. So there was definitely a scent. It could be a nitrogen purge. That does make sense. But it came from that area. So it's hard to say, but one thing I do know is that there was a definite scent that was, really strong, that is gone now. Not methane, it'll be nitrogen. Okay, all right. Yeah, it didn't smell unpleasant. Just smelled like a chemical. Definitely a nitrogen purge. Thank you. Thank you so much for that clarification. Like I say, it was, I see a lot of these things, and I've had nitrogen purges described to me when I've seen them at a distance, but I've never actually seen one in person. So I guess it was just blowing my mind so much that it just wasn't even thinking straight. It was amazing. So I'm heading, and I'm just walking back. Walking back actually, and I'll be discontinuing the stream here shortly. I'm very sorry, but I have other stuff too that I need to take care of today. I will be back online tomorrow, and I'll be putting out one more video before I leave Boca Chica. I have my collaboration with To the Future, and I have a video that I have an obligation to put out. And so I definitely need to do that. And besides, it's a great topic anyway. You can hear even the little bitty sounds. You wonder when something's going to happen soon. It's kind of launch. I'd be one dead guy, but the rest of you would see something pretty cool. I'd be very dead, as would everybody else around here, but it would be something else. Okay, guys. The topic was me just being here. Just filming and taking your questions. Maybe I'll have a topic tomorrow, because I'll be doing this again unless they have a road closure. So in any event, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are just fantastic. The best subscribers, the best supporters on YouTube by far. So until this thing actually does take to the skies, until we are watching this thing go to orbit and then land successfully, which seems so far off, but I think it's going to be happening sooner than we think. I urge all of you to stay angry about space.